Hi, my name is Steve and this is the Triangle 5-1 Ranch. This is part 2 of Elements of Horsemanship. If you haven't watched part 1, I would encourage you to watch it after you finish watching this video. These elements aren't in any particular order. The elements I discussed in the first video are good habits, right and wrong, safety, preparation, and awareness. In this video, I'll discuss pressure and release, yield and escape, feel, timing and balance, respect, discipline, and correction. Again, as in the first video, as I'm talking about these elements, I'll be continuing the recording of my long lead session with Ember. She is a long yearling thoroughbred. You'll be seeing how I start familiarizing a young horse to my world. I make an effort to try not to push so hard as to scare her. I do get her a bit excited at times, but try to minimize it. I want her in a calm frame of mind so that she better accepts the lessons. Today's first two topics are pressure and release, yield and escape. These two topics are so closely tied, I find it difficult to discuss them separately. What I want the horse to discover is that when I apply pressure, she will need to respond in an appropriate movement that I'll term a yield. A good horseman wants that applied pressure to be invisible to an outside observer. Ray Hunt used to point out that the pressure of a fly walking across a horse's skin would cause the horse to twitch its skin in that area. The weight of the fly was how little pressure was needed to cause a response. What do I call pressure? The crudest form of pressure is a physical blow. I do not advocate this kind of pressure. Pressure can be a physical touch or a simple gesture. When mounted on a horse, a slight amount of pressure from the rider's calf against the horse's side can cause the horse to give to that pressure by yielding its body away from it. On the ground, a simple gesture could be pointing a finger at the horse's flank, causing it to yield away from the pressure by stepping its hind end away from it. If you think pointing is not applying pressure, the next time you're in a crowd, pick out a stranger near you and start pointing at them. See if you get a response, but don't blame me for what happens. I said it was pressure. The first time the pressure is applied, the person could experience the horse trying to escape that pressure. An escape is what I'd call an agitated response where the horse is just trying to flee the pressure. If the horse makes the correct movement, even though it is in an agitated state of mind, the pressure is released. The release is the reward the horse gets for making the correct movement. If the horse doesn't make the correct movement, the human should maintain the pressure until the horse finds the correct movement. Care should be taken to not cause the horse to become more agitated. If the horseman is asking the horse to walk forward for the first time, he would give the horse a gesture that would come to mean step forward to the horse. If the horse doesn't step forward, the person would apply more pressure by swinging a rope towards the back of the horse. If the horse still doesn't move forward, the horseman may choose to slap the rope against their own leg, causing a popping sound. If the horse moves a foot even slightly forward, the horseman would accept that and release the pressure by stopping all movement of the rope and dropping the gesture. I can't stress enough that the release of the pressure is the reward. If the exercise is repeated enough times, the horse will begin to yield instead of escape when the pressure is applied. Eventually, the simple gesture will become all the pressure the horse needs to provide that yield. Desensitizing a horse is the opposite. The pressure is applied, and before the horse can respond, the pressure is removed. The wrong way is when the pressure is applied and the release is never given. The horse will finally give up and quit trying to find the release and then just accept the pressure. A horse that is hard-mouthed usually has had someone pulling on its mouth and not getting a response and drops the pressure, or worse yet, gets the response but doesn't give the release. If you apply pressure and things start getting out of control, it is better to stop and adjust things with less pressure and accepting a slightly less response than to get yourself or your horse hurt. If you make it a life and death struggle, it will become a life and death struggle. The horse will do what it feels it must do to survive. Feel, timing, and balance. Though this concept on the surface sounds simple, it is the key to real communication with your horse. Feel works both directions. You must give your horse a feel for what action you'd like to take. You must feel the horse respond with the wanted action. Timing is bidirectional as well. When you give the horse the feel for the action it's supposed to take, your timing of the pressure to get the response must be correct. You should feel the horse preparing to give you the correct response and time the release so that the horse knows it is responding correctly. Balance is the final piece of this communication. Balance occurs when the action occurs at the correct speed, direction, and in harmony between the horse and rider. It is the accumulation of feel and timing. I was listening to a YouTube video from a young trainer who was being critical of another trainer. The criticism was aimed at the idea of respect. The trainer in the video was saying that scientifically, horses are incapable of the human concept of respect. Their brains don't have the capacity for such a complex concept. So as not to come under this person's ire, I will define beforehand what I mean when I say respect. I mean that the horse will not invade my space in any way unless I invite them in. They will not push against me, nor will they try to pull me into their space. They won't rub their faces against me to rid themselves of flies. You get the idea. Respect comes from fair and consistent leadership. You won't get respect without giving respect. When I think of discipline, I am thinking more of the behavior of the human than the horse. If the rider conducts themselves with discipline, the horse will follow suit. To me, discipline is predictable, consistent, and precise behavior. It is not punishment and it is not correction. A person who gets angry and acts on that anger is not practicing discipline. The horse needs to realize and then come to know that when you apply pressure, you are expecting a yield. The horse needs to come to know that if it doesn't give to the pressure in a wanted action, you will continue to apply the pressure until the wanted action is given, and then the pressure will be relieved. The pressure for a specific action should feel the same to the horse each time it is given. If the horse fails to give the wanted action, the rider may choose to help the horse find the correct action by applying pressure to stop the incorrect action. For example, if you, the rider, is wanting the horse to side pass to the right, you'd look to the right along the line of travel and apply pressure with the reins to the left side of the neck and with your calf to the left rib of the horse. If the horse misinterprets what you're asking and starts to step forward, you gently pull back on the reins to block the forward motion while still maintaining the original pressure. The horse would then realize that moving forward is not the action you're looking for and start searching for the correct action. With experience, you learn how to show your horse the action you want using feel, timing, and balance. In the discussion on discipline, I said that discipline is not correction. The two concepts are intertwined. A disciplined rider will correct their horse in a consistent manner. Correction is when the rider helps the horse to understand what they're asking for. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell. Thank you very much.